Welcome back to Classic Novels in 5 Minutes. Today, we're diving into one of the most haunting and influential works of modern literature, The Metamorphosis. Written in 1915 by Franz Kafka, this bizarre and unforgettable story explores isolation, identity, and the crushing pressures of modern life. In the next 5 minutes, we'll break down the story, the symbolism, and why this strange tale of a man turning into an insect still resonates today.
One ordinary morning, traveling salesman Gregor Samsa wakes up to find himself transformed into a gigantic insect. He has no idea how or why this happened, but he immediately thinks not of his condition, but of his job. He worries that if he's late, his boss will punish him and his family will suffer. Even as a creature, Gregor tries to climb out of bed to go to work. His family, confused by the strange noises, asks if he's okay. When Gregor finally manages to unlock the door, they're horrified. His mother screams, his father recoils, and his boss runs away in fear. Gregor tries to reassure them, but his voice has turned into unintelligible insect sounds. Terrified and overwhelmed, his father drives him back into his room with a cane and a newspaper. Trapped inside, Gregor slowly adjusts to his new body. He crawls on the walls and ceiling, and food he once loved now disgusts him. His sister Gret becomes his caretaker, bringing scraps of food and cleaning his room. At first, she shows compassion, but over time, caring for Gregor becomes a burden she quietly resents. Meanwhile, the family begins to unravel. Without Gregor's income, they struggle financially. His father takes a humiliating job as a bank messenger. His mother sews clothing for extra money. His sister dreams of becoming a musician, but the family is too stressed to support her ambitions. To make ends meet, they rent out a room to 3 stern and demanding lodgers. Gregor listens sadly as life continues without him. The family now views him not as a son or brother, but as a problem. One evening, Gret plays her violin for the lodgers. Drawn by the beauty of the music, Gregor crawls out of his room, wanting only to hear her play up close. But the lodgers are horrified. They threaten to leave without paying. Furious and embarrassed, the family turns on Gregor. Gret finally says what everyone has been thinking: they must get rid of him. She insists that the creature in Gregor's room is no longer her brother. Hearing this breaks Gregor's spirit. He quietly returns to his room, lies down, and dies alone by morning. When the cleaning lady discovers his body, the family is relieved rather than heartbroken. They leave the apartment for the first time in a long while and ride a tram into the countryside. They speak optimistically about the future and even consider moving somewhere smaller and starting fresh. In a final touch of irony, they begin discussing Gret's future, admiring how she has grown into a beautiful young woman, as if Gregor had never existed.
The metamorphosis isn't disturbing because Gregor becomes an insect. It's disturbing because nothing else changes. At its core, the story is about alienation and usefulness. Gregor is valued only as long as he can work and provide. Once he can't, he becomes a burden, something to hide and eventually eliminate. Kafka shows how identity can be reduced to productivity and how easily love becomes conditional. Gregor never rebels or asks why this happened. Even transformed, he continues thinking only about duty, guilt, and responsibility. In the end, Kafka asks a simple, unsettling question. What makes someone human, their body, or their place in society? More than a century later, The Metamorphosis remains a powerful reminder of how fragile dignity can be, and how easily people are dehumanized when they no longer serve a function.
Thank you for joining me on Classic Novels in 5 Minutes. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and explore more great works with us. See you in the next classic.